Get a Better Broadcast podcast and video voice. Hello, I'm Peter Stewart, and yesterday at the end of the show I set you a question. Where is my Demmyster? Yeah? Well, now everything's going to be revealed. What on earth am I talking about? What on earth is a Demmyster? Well, you may have superb articulation yourself, with every twist of the tongue and every placement of the palate and location of the lips perfect in every way. But how you say an individual specific word is incorrect. Pronunciation is linked with articulation, but also includes the subtleties of the light and shade of stress and intonation within a word, which we'll help you with in a later chapter. And is incorrect. Pronunciation is linked with articulation, but also includes the subtleties of the light and shade of stress and intonation within a word, which we'll help you with in a later episode. And as we'll also hear later on, better pronunciation is also affected by your ability to read and understand what a script is actually all about in the first place. A mispronounced word can be embarrassing. It can make you look stupid, even if you're far from it. And you and your business may lose credibility. Listeners, viewers. I'm sure we've all got a friend who we silently or perhaps openly laugh at because they always mispronounce a word. Maybe we even deliberately start a conversational topic in the hope that they will say that word and we can have a good laugh at their expense. Now, I was once on a marketing course. Got a couple of basic qualifications in marketing, advertising and so on. And the presenter, the lecturer, was a late middle-aged man, and he had a case study and he kept referring to a pyoo-zho. And we just were laughing and sniggering on this course whenever he turned to write something on the whiteboard. The pyoo-zho, the car maker, the pyoo-zho cars, yeah? Most people would say Peugeot. And when I was, I don't know whether he thought he was right or why he was pronouncing it that way. I don't know. When I was a young child, a teacher with our class of, I reckon I must have been 8 or 9 year olds, we were having a quiz about cars as well, actually. And she looked at her pad and said, okay, and where would be the windscreen wipers? And we would say where the windscreen, and where would be the spare tyre? And we would say where the spare tyre was, and that kind of all pointed out on a chart or whatever it happened to be. I forget the details. And then she said, and where's the Demmyster? And this sea of blank faces. Demmyster. Anyone know where the Demmyster is? And a complete silence. And this poor woman, I can picture her now as clear as day, said, yeah, I don't know where Demmyster is myself. Can I ask you, when you go home tonight, can you ask your parents where the Demmyster is on their car? And it wasn't until later on in the lesson she suddenly realised where the Demmyster was. The word that she was reading, that she had pronounced Demmyster, was something completely different. Have you got it yet? There are so many examples of people saying things or pronouncing things, like I just did there with pronouncing things in a completely different way. A colleague of mine once pronounced the English city Middlesbrough as Middlesbrough because they'd never heard it said before. They'd only seen it written down, which is a little bit odd. And all sorts of different examples. Speaking as a witness to those two examples I brought you about the pyoo-zho and the Demmyster, I can vouch that the credibility of both those people suffered a bit of a dent because they were unable to realise their mistake about the Peugeot and the D-mister. I'm Peter Stewart, back tomorrow with some more fun tales of mispronunciation. I'm sorry, mispronunciation. From London, I'm Peter Stewart.